Good morning, everybody. So I was just waiting for Great Farmer to finish his live before starting mine. So that was definitely a good wake up call. He dragged me out of bed to watch his live. Gosh darn it. That bed was really warm and really comfortable. But hey, it's okay. What can the hashtag Can Gang do for each other but support each other? And of course, when I say Can Gang, I'm talking about the Canadian gang. Okay, guys, that's the only gang I'm ever part of, ever in my life. So today we're going to be reviewing a D horror movie called The Death Tunnel. So we'll get that started in a second, guys. Good morning to everybody. Hello, hello, and we're back. Good morning, Dayang. Thank you, Sissy. Tamas, Salamat. Thank you for being here, Dayang, and being one of my biggest supporters. Always appreciated. So, without any further delay, folks, I'll keep this one as usual, guys. I don't do very long lives, although tomorrow I might be doing it a little bit longer, depending on what kind of a response I get from YouTube, because as you guys know, it's no secret at this point, I did apply for monetization. So I am hoping that I'll be able to officially announce tomorrow that I have it. I hope, wish me luck, folks. I hope I can give you guys that good news. But you know, the YouTube gods, how they work, what can I do? What can I do? But I'm here and I will continue whether I'm monetized or not. And tomorrow, regardless of whether again I get monetized, I will be showing you guys how that application went and also talk about a new tool that's been unveiled. I think it was last weekend that YouTube offers everybody for free. So I'll be showing you guys that because I think it's important, again, whether you're monetized or not, to know how YouTube works and the features that are available to you to help you uh, get better in your videos or just to understand a few things that's going on in your channel. And again, that these are things that whether you're planning on making millions off of YouTube or not, or you're just looking to offer better quality videos for your viewers or whatever, just things that you should know or that you could use if you really wanted to, right? So tomorrow I'll get into that a little bit deeper. Basically, it's a new search feature that they have. I think it's really helpful. Uh, like I said, for me on a previous live, I'm looking more and more at YouTube rather than it being an entertainment uh, source of entertainment, I should say. That I look at it more and more as a business, and I'm an employee, and I'm looking to promote. I'm looking for a promotion. I'm looking to get more money and a quote unquote better job title at the company, right? That's more and more the way I look at it. Right or wrong, that's how I look at it more and more. So we'll start without any further delays for me and my little ramblings and stuff. You know how I go sometimes. So, anyways, so today we will be talking about the movie Death Tunnel, which is a one of those D-rated, basically straight to DVD movies. And I know for some of you, you're all like, "What's a DVD?" This is pre Netflix, folks, and free. Having everything online and digital and so forth. There were these little things called DVDs where if you wanted to watch a movie, you had to buy a DVD or watch it in theaters. And when we say straight to DVD, some movies were just so bad, and it's like a lot of times you just made the movie just to make a movie, and a lot of times it was done as a tactic to keep a title, a script. Marvel used to do that sometimes too back in the day. Just create a movie just to keep the rights to the character or whatever the story in their possession. Excuse me. and they just put a movie out. Doesn't matter how good it is or how bad it is. They just made the movie and then just put it straight to DVD or whatever, and that was good enough. So basically, you have a whole bunch of movies that barely anybody saw, but because especially back in the day, I was a big movie lover, and I have well over 300 DVDs, and I still have them. That's one thing when I moved to where I am, I did keep is all my DVDs. I did keep them, and I have bought a couple more since, but not too many because for the most part, most of the movies for me right now are not really worth buying. But one of the movies that I did buy is a movie called Death Tunnel. It was something like for $5 or something. I'm like, you know what? Let me take a risk on it and buy it. But of course, I knew it would be one of those B-rated horror movies that's like, not the best, not the worst, but definitely not the best. So basically, Death Tunnel is a movie that follows these five teenagers that go to this abandoned sanatorium. So basically, where a place where they used to keep people that had mental health issues. Back in the day, these individuals were not treated very well, and apparently, this one is haunted because of all the people that were canceled there. And of course, creates a great evil energy that will do things to you if you spend the night there and all that. So, of course, these teens, being a little bit foolish and not necessarily the wisest of them all, decided to take the dare and try to spend the night and survive. Of course, we all know this is a horror movie. This is a teen horror movie specifically. So, of course, we all know that most of them end up passing away, unfortunately, in very bloody and horrific manners. Now, I'm not going to show you guys any of the clips or any images or anything, but I'm really just giving you guys my overall thoughts on the movie, and really just, what I think of it rather than, hey, here's a summary of the movie, and, that I think you guys can, figure out the movie on your own if you really want to watch it. It's about a 90-minute film. It came out in 2006, I believe, and there's basically no big name actors or directors in this movie. As usual, it is a D-rated movie, so it's not like big names are really going to be associated with this. But I mean, it did star Kristen Novak, Jason Lasseter, and Melanie Lewis, and it was a Blues Brothers film. So yeah, it's really one of those not early 2000 movies where a lot of the pretty teenagers and attractive teens go on a dare and do stupid stuff and end up basically being canceled because of it, right? Um, and this film, um, there's really no um, there was nothing new about this film, right? It was really one of those films that has your typical horror movie scares in it. There was nothing new. It didn't bring anything new to the table, right? So pretty attractive teenagers, right? Of course, there's always a couple that always kissing and getting into that lovey-dovey stuff. Let's just put it that way, right? And of course, they have the open door and the scare scream and of course they have to have a lot of those and of course a lot of blood scares, right? And it's really one of those shock horror movies. It's really, you know, it's really nothing one of those movies that you're really going for its innovation, right? And even the look of the movie, they try to do a decent looking movie, but even then, it's like, it was okay. It really is one of those D level straight to DVD movies where I mean, it's not flat out the worst because when you look at a movie like Birdemic, I should say, that the special effects were horrible in this movie. At least this movie, they tried with the special effects. The acting was okay. It was okay. But again, I think for a lot of these actors, it was probably their first movie or one of their first movies, so I wasn't expecting the best. Hello, Mom Bless. How you doing? I'm hoping you're doing very well this morning. Thank you for stopping by and spending a few minutes with me. I'm reviewing a movie called Death Tunnel, which is a horror movie. I don't know if you like horror movies or not. I personally love horror movies, so that's why I tend to review. So this is one of those horror movies, but one of those crappy ones that you probably never heard of because it probably went straight to DVD as we call it back in the day. I don't know if you're old enough to remember DVDs or not, but it's one of those that were probably never in the movie theater. You probably had to be like me and a big DVD holic and buying DVDs and all that, and going into the $5 bin or something to see if you get a good deal or not. So this is one of those movies. So I wouldn't be surprised if you told me you didn't know about this movie. No problem. Thank you, Mambless. Thank you. Yeah, no, I do that too sometimes for my own numbers where I have two or three accounts and it's like, yeah, But I know for most of you guys, Saturday morning may not necessarily be the best time of the day. I know some of my fans are from the Philippines, so this might be very late at night for them. So I'm not surprised that there's not a huge amount of people in my life, but I do see by the numbers that a lot of people do watch it on replay, which is absolutely fine with me. I take no personal offense to that, guys. I know all of you have a life outside of YouTube, so I'm not one of those that, oh, if you're not supporting me in this way, it's going to be, I'm so offended. How dare you? You guys are not loyal. How dare you? No, as long as you're subscribed and you're watching me when you can, that's all I ever will ask. I take no personal offense either way if you can't do anything and everything that I ask. And that's kind of what, I had to learn with YouTube is to have thicker skin and to not take things personally too. Because there was a couple situations recently where things were said and done, and I was like nearly in tears, nearly wanted to quit, nearly wanted to delete my account because of what was done and what was said, and like, no, these, a lot of you guys I haven't even met in person. A lot of you guys, I don't even know your names, your real names. Why am I taking this so personally? Why am I expecting everybody to behave the way I want you to behave? You guys are grown adults who can decide at any point whether to subscribe to me or unsubscribe to me. You guys are not obliged to be loyal to me. You guys are not obliged to spend any amount of time with me. You're not obliged to watch my videos or comment or anything. So why take it so personally when you guys don't do that, right? You guys are adults. You guys figure out for yourself what's entertaining, what do you want to watch, what do you guys want to do. So for me, I'd rather focus on the people that are paying attention to me, that are here supporting me, and are being positive and doing what they can to help me out and to get my numbers up, rather than the people that are out here saying and doing things that I don't like or don't agree with. Right? Focus on the positive, forget the negative as much as possible, unless the negative is out there building you. Right? So I talked about that a little bit last night when I was reviewing the book 48 Laws of Power. I was reviewing chapter 10. Associate yourself, guys, with the positive, right? Keep track of the people that are building you up rather than the ones that are tearing you down. You're only going to get worse if you worry about the negative all the time, right? So that's my new motive that I'm going to try to apply. I'm going to admit it's hard because I do take things very personally. I do, get very emotional, too emotional sometimes. So for me, it's like I have to remind myself that's not good for me. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for my physical health. I have to really associate myself with people that are out there rooting for me and really cheering me on and doing what they can when they can to help me and to repay them in kindness as well, right? So, anyways, I digress. So, we're going to get back to the review. So, like I said, I'm reviewing the movie Death Tunnel. Um, and it was one of the things that I did like, and this was pre what's that? 13 Ghosts. And it kind of reminds me, the two movies kind of remind me of each other because they have this, both of them, you're dealing with an asylum. Both of them, you have that whole notion that um, people with mental illness, and I, not that I like it, but they both have that idea that people with mental illness that die really horrible deaths end up being a weird kind of evil, right? And I mean, it's a unique idea, but I mean, it also, with everything, that we know now about mental illness, it kind of feels really horrible when movies portray mental illness in that way, right? That, even though it was true at one time that people with mental illnesses were not treated properly, were not treated in the way that they were supposed to. The fact that they're utilizing that to make a movie about, oh, these ghosts now are super evil because, oh, well, they died in a very horrible way. And to me, it feels very exploitative and not really portraying people with mental illness in the right light, right? People with mental illnesses, for the most part, will not hurt you. They're not going to do anything to you. They're people like everybody else. They're not out here trying to avenge their horrible death. It's really not something that happens, right? At least in my personal opinion. So that's another criticism that I have for this movie. Although I do like that the idea that you have ghosts that um, avenge their death and avenge the horrible lives that they live. I just don't like it when it's comes off as exploitative, and this film definitely does. Um, and they kind of just feels like, hello, Martin, how you doing? Thanks for being here. And it was fun having a chit chat with you at Great Farmer as well. But thank you for spending a few minutes. My lives tend not to be, Martin, tend not to be very, very long. 2 hours every day. I don't have the patience anymore. I can watch other people's life for 2 hours, but I can't do 2 hour lives. Although tomorrow I might do mine a bit longer. Um, as I said earlier, I did apply for monetization, so I will be showing you guys what that process is like. And hopefully, I'll be able to give you guys some good news and be able to tell you finally I'm monetized. But we'll see. We'll see what the YouTube gods have to say. I hope they have good news for me. I hope, but we'll see. And tomorrow also I will be showing you guys a few, not a few, but a new feature that came out last week from YouTube, a new search function that they have that I find interesting and I think will be helpful, not just to me, but hopefully even if you guys aren't monetized, will be helpful for you guys as well. Because like a lot of people, I'm always looking for, oh, I want to create new content. I want to talk about new things, right? But I'm kind of stumped. I'm kind of like, yeah, what should I talk about? Where should I go with this here, So this function seems to be really good at allowing us to get ideas. So I'm going to show you guys that tomorrow morning when I might do my live tomorrow morning. I might go live later today, depending on how I feel. I do have to go see my mother later today, so depending on if I'm too tired or whatever, I might go live later tonight. But that's not guaranteed or anything. So what's my name? My name is She Stole My Fender. No, my name is Caroline. Keep that on the down low. It's between you and me, Martin. Okay. But of course, everybody now that they see this video, they'll know my first name. It's not the end of the world, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah. So today, like as I'm talking about the Death Tunnel, it's a 2006 horror movie that went straight to DVD, and it was one of those that like starred all these cute little, hello, Mom Bless again. Thank you for being in the background. So it's one of those, all teen, very sexy teenagers wearing revealing clothes and all that kind of movie. Um, of course, this movie, when you look at the cover of it, um, when you look at the background, the description of it, it sounds really scary. It sounds really like, oh my God, This is gonna be so much. Hey, Bud Files, how you doing? But of course, to some degree, this movie ended up being fairly much of a disappointment. But I was kind of expecting that. I really didn't have a lot of high hopes about this movie. Um, it is one of those movies that it wasn't, the marketing really wasn't there for this movie. Like I said, they went out straight to DVD. So it really wasn't one of those movies that I had a whole lot of expectation, and it still managed to disappoint me. Which, like I said, I wasn't surprised, but hey, sometimes you have to take a risk on one of those movies. So, you know, what can you do? What can you do? Well, you know what? I'm going to show you guys. Let me see if I can get the cover art here and at least show you guys the cover art for it. Yeah, there you go. I will show you guys that one because that one may not be totally appropriate. There we go. I'm going to show you guys the this particular cover art for it. If I can find it again. Come on. Uh, okay, that one is, I can show you guys. Yeah, because I now that hello, Cam Silky. How are you doing, Annette? Thank you for being here. Thank you. So this is the cover art for a horror movie. So if you guys are a little bit squirmy, if you're not into that kind of movie, I suggest turn away now, kind of thing. Okay, but it's not too bad. Okay, it's nothing overtly horrible, guys. Okay, but like I said, if you're sensitive to this kind of stuff, please avert your eyes now. Okay, now's the time. All right, so I'm going to show you guys this in a second here. It's nothing too horrible, but like I said, I know some people are sensitive, and I don't want you guys to be offended with what you're about to see. And let me share the screen here with you guys, and then get that. Yeah, that's the one. There we are. So this is, of course, one of the covers. Now, this isn't the official cover art for the DVD itself. The cover art is a little bit more sexier, a little bit more nudity and all that. And now that I am applying for monetization, I do have to be a little bit more careful as to what I'm showing and talking about. But yeah, this is one of those. So when you're looking at this cover art, you have great expectations that the movie is going to be really scary and oh my god, what is going to be seen, what is going to be done. But I'm sorry, it really wasn't scary at all. It was actually kind of boring more than anything else. I didn't find it very interesting. Like I said, it really played into a lot of those typical horror tropes. The cat coming out of the closet kind of stuff. The predictability of it, right? So if you've seen horror movies, you've seen this one already without even seeing it, right? And it was one of those shock horror movies more than anything else. So for me, yeah, I wouldn't recommend watching this movie. It is on YouTube if you want to really buy it. I think it's like, let me look, I think it's like $3.99 or something. So there we go. Okay, oh, that's why. Okay, so I was just like, why can I hear myself? And it's like my own YouTube video I was having going here. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I get easily distracted. Oh, squirrel. So yeah, it was definitely a movie that, look, guys, I wouldn't recommend it. It was more of a waste of time than anything else. But hey, you know what? Sometimes you have a few dollars to spend and time to waste. So I figured, why not? And this was when I was a lot younger and much more into movies than I am now. But for a few dollars, I had an hour and a half to waste. Why not? So I'm just going to end the poll to see what you guys have said. So if you haven't answered the question in the poll, guys, please do so now. Um, but I know already I can see some of the answers already. But I'll give you guys a second. If you haven't answered the poll, do so now, and then I'll end it and see what you guys have said. So hopefully you guys, I like, and that's another feature. I don't know if you guys want me to show you guys, but I like that the little poll feature that is available. There's lots of little features like that about YouTube that I really love and enjoy, and I try to remember to utilize it and to enjoy it. There's also for you guys, if you guys don't know, there's also if you're with StreamYard, there's also a feature that allows you to have um, winners for, so if you want to have prizes, you can tell people, oh, put in this keyword and you get to win a prize or something. Or, that's another thing that I really do like. I haven't done it in a while, just because a lot of my videos tends to not have a lot of people in it. So unfortunately, I don't see the worth of it. But once I see that I have more people, that is something that I will get back into doing. So I got 6 votes today. Yeah, it's a nice little poll. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. I like the poll feature. I don't know about you guys, but I like it. So it gets you sometimes to like, and that's another thing, guys. All these little features like the poll gets people engaged in your videos, right? And we have to remember that when you are applying for monetize or you want to be monetized, you want to get people engaged in your chat, in your videos, in your lives, right? So having a poll is one of the ways to get people engaged. Now, obviously, don't have a poll just to have a poll, right? You want one that's appropriate for the video that you're doing and that makes sense and hopefully gets people talking and gets people, chit chatting in your lives, in your comments. But definitely, if you don't want to use a poll, don't do it, guys. It might not be worth it for some of you, but I would recommend it if you can to use it. So yeah, like I was saying, 6 of you voted. 33% said, "Yeah, I love the horror movies. Every last one of them doesn't matter." 33% of you said, "Oh God, please no, make it stop. My eyes. Oh, I can't take it. Oh, my eyes." And then the other 16, so why I guess one person voted for, "Yeah, I love all horror movies are bad. Hate them all." And then another person said, "No, no, quite the contrary. I love all horror movies." So I do have to admit, I do love horror movies myself, no matter what. Even though some of them it's some horror movies I love more than others. Let's just put it that way. So this one, I didn't love it so much. My love for it was a little bit less, but it was still a good overall movie. Like I said, look, you got a few minutes to waste. You got time on your hand. Why not watch it? But like I said, wasn't the best. Wasn't the best. It could have done better. The thought was there, right? Kind of have that thought horror movie, right, where you're scared more by the things that are happening in your mind rather than uh, what happened to you physically. Although they tried to make it look like a lot of the stuff that was happening in their minds was actually happening. So it still ended up being fairly bloody and fairly gory, but it was more of that, oh, this is just all in your head. It's not actually happening. So there was that attempt, but the delivery, not so much. Not so much. Unfortunately. But it happens, guys. So that's pretty much my review for the movie The Death Tunnel. I would give it a 2 out of 5 stars kind of thing. That's one of the things I kind of do miss of old school Netflix is having the star rating rather than just the thumbs up or thumbs down. Because there are some movies that like I don't want to give it a thumbs down, but I don't want to give it a thumbs up either. For me, the stars, was fine. Or you give it like so many likes, replace the stars with the likes, like you have 5 likes instead. So that way you can tell people just how much you like it. You know what I mean? But anyways, and YouTube nowadays they're changing a lot of things. Apparently they want to add commercials. They've canceled more shows, and oh, it's going to be a disaster. So that way, I don't know if you guys heard, but the stock prices for Netflix has gone down drastically because of all their recent announcements. They also announced that they're going to increase the prices of Netflix. So, Netflix, you're screwing yourself up here. What are you doing, Netflix? We went to you because we want to avoid all this kind of mess, and you're just creating it. Oh my god. But anyways, what can we do? What can we do? Yeah, see, some of these horror movies will keep you either on the edge of your seat or make you laugh. This one will make you laugh more than it's a horror comedy more than anything else. But there are quite a few good horror movies. Some of those Japanese horror movies were really good back in the day, and really uh, knew how to make a good horror movie and really got you scared. This one, unfortunately, was not one of those good horror movies, but it happens. Unfortunately, it happens. What can you do? But anyways, so that's pretty much it for me today, guys. Like I said, I don't do very long lives. My lives tend to be fairly short, to the point, and fairly sweet. Now I'm going to be watching for maybe another hour to another live. I do recommend if you guys want to. It's called Scam Bait Central. Now I like this particular streamer because he goes after. I don't know if you guys know those 419 Nigerian scammers. Unfortunately, they do tend to be in Nigeria. Unfortunately, it's given the country a very bad reputation. These are scammers that, if you guys remember those, like the Nigerian prince scam, basically, right? Hey, I have a few $1 million from you. All you have to do is send me, $100, and you'll get access to this millions and millions because of whatever storyline that they have, right? So this guy goes after those 419 scammers, right? 419 is the criminal code for that activity, right? For these online scammers. So that's why it's called 419 scamming, right? So this guy goes after them and really just trolls them really hard. He's really funny. I think it's worth, he's usually on for the day kind of thing. I suggest that you guys go check him out if you want to. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys the link right now. So that way, if you guys want to join me there, you're more than welcome to join me there. If you guys don't want to, it's absolutely fine. No nose off no skin off my nose. Good God, my tea has not kicked in yet, guys. Sorry. So no skin off of my nose. If you guys don't want to watch this guy, but I find it very enjoyable, and that's where I'm going to spend a couple hours until I'm ready to get to my mom's, and I'll be spending a good portion of my day with my mom, and then come back. Like I said, I might go live tonight, but no guarantee. But I will be live tomorrow morning to talk about the monetization process and also the new feature on YouTube that's available to one and all. So I'm going to call it a day, guys, and I hope you guys have a wonderful morning. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Martin, for being here. Thank you, Cat Silky, for being here. Thank you, Bud Files. Thank you, Mambless, for being here as well. And thank you, Diane, for spending a few minutes as well. Thank you, everybody. Also, if you're watching me on the replay, very appreciated. If you guys want to leave a comment and to discuss the movie, I appreciate it, but you don't have to for sure. All right, so have a great day, guys, and I hope to see you guys in the streams. And I hope your weekend is wonderful and fantastic. Bye, guys. Au revoir. Bye bye.